All right, traders, within this video, I'm going to be walking you through how to trade the best setups at the best prices tomorrow. I got some great trading plans prepared for you tomorrow, some great day trading and swing trading opportunities. I strongly believe tomorrow is going to be a nice green day for the team within Trader Society, as these plays I have lined up are looking phenomenal. So within this video, I'm going to be sharing with you some of the opportunities that we have going on. I'm currently in starting positions on both of them, planning to add more at market open tomorrow if we get that confirmation. So I'm going to be walking you through how to trade the best setups at the best prices. These are the best opportunities that I'm currently seeing here for the micro and swing trades. And then I'm also going to be walking you through the in-depth price action analysis for the SPY for the stock market. So let's get right into it. So in terms of the SPY, just to do a quick recap in terms of the SPY, as you know, we had key support right here at 456. Once it cracked that key support level, the market had a big sell-off. SPY quickly dropped to 420 in just a couple days from that crack. Then it ripped back up, and this was the macro, meaning the overall price action of who's in control for the macro point of view, which is more of like swing trading. Micro is more of like day trading. You had a nice macro confirmation right here, a nice macro confirmation right here that the bears have turned this key 456 into a resistance level, which is bearish. And that simply means that this bounce was SPY simply, going back to the previous support level to confirm that the bears are in control for the macro, as it's now a resistance level. Then we began to see a pullback once it topped out 3 times with this bearish candlestick right here. And the SPY quickly dropped all the way to 435 towards some strong support here in the low 430s. With that being said, you could see it had a micro bounce. Now, in terms of this micro bounce, you can see right here your previous support right here of this channel was turned into resistance for 2 days in a row. In terms of yesterday it did have a breakout above the channel, and it did start breaking out. Due to those reasons, I decided to play it safe, and I just had to cut my losses in terms of my SPY put options February 18th. I did end up cutting those, and it's just very unfortunate, but it hit my max risk, and I didn't want to hold any further. And with that being said, that's hopefully going to be my biggest L of the year. That was an extremely big loss on my part with that swing trade. But in terms of the updates and for the macro, SPY has turned your previous support right here into a resistance level. So you can see your previous support was at 456. It cracked, ripped back up, turned into resistance. Your previous support right here towards the 440s, you remember we talked about that. If that turns into resistance, which it did for 3 days in a row now, then the macro SPY is really, then for the micro SPY is really going to get crushed and start to go back down to the low 430s to 420s. So basically what I'm telling you in terms of confirmation, the bears are still in complete control for the macro, but they've now gained control for the micro. And the reason why they gained control for the micro from a price action point of view is your key support at 446 to 444, this key support level, it used to be a resistance level, has now turned into a resistance level again. And like I tell you guys all the time, when stocks are trading at key levels and you see them bounce back up towards their previous closing prices, right? You're going to want to look to grab puts. You're going to want to look to grab puts on those opportunities. But yeah, SPY had a massive gap down today, and the bears are in control for the micro. This candlestick is extremely bearish. I mean, look at what happened last time. It formed this candle at the same level. It formed this candle at the same level. Look at what happened. Massive sell-off. Another thing to note is on the squeeze indicator, we have turned dark blue. When this turns dark blue, that's when it's known for selling off. Just to show you an example, look at what happened when it turned dark blue right here. It turned dark blue. This was the first day. It took some time, but massive sell-off, right? So this is true strength for the macro and for the micro, but especially for the macro. In terms of the macro, this is like full confidence. If I had more time on the contracts, it would have been different, but I decided to just get out because it was just too ridiculous price action yesterday. But with that being said, in terms of macro puts, they'll still print if you have, like further time on expiration. Like SPY is still going to get crushed. Macro stocks have not bottomed out. There's no way this market's going to go lower within time. It's just going to take some time. It's going to be overall chop and then downtrend. But yeah, that's my thoughts on this buy. It should be down. Like, this looks extremely bearish. We should see a morning panic, in my opinion. This is looking very, very bearish, a morning panic. In terms of the best price to short, in terms of the best price to buy puts, the previous closing price. So 437 would be one of the best prices. The second best price would be 446. But if you see it reacting as a resistance level of 437, you're going to want to look to grab the puts. So for those of you who stayed to the end of the video, now we're going to get into, the best setups. These are the best setups that I'm seeing right now. So let's go over Snapchat. This is going to be one of my most confident setups, Snapchat, and then we're going to go over Lucid as well. So it's going to be quality over quantity focused. Right now, I'm focusing, so when the markets crash, so the market's crashing, but it's still towards key support. So when that occurs, I'm trying to find stocks that are overbought towards key resistance, not towards key support. Those are the ones that are going to really take a big hit. So I'm starting to get convinced that Snapchat is really due for a pullback. So I did end up picking up some put options on Snapchat that expire on the 25th of next Friday. With that being said, still the best price to short and buy puts on Snapchat is going to be 42.73. The second best price would be 41.43. There is a gap to fill at 41.43, and there is that possibility that it does fill that gap. Then it has that reversal. But in terms of the price action on Snapchat, it's been fairly bearish. You got bearish price action right here. It's topping out towards key resistance, failing to break out multiple days, failing to fill the gap multiple days. You got this nice red candle coming in. The market's looking bearish as well. It looks like we're going to be seeing a pullback for tomorrow, in my opinion, which is why I did take a position before the close. And if it looks bearish, I'll look to add. So in terms of what I'm looking for in terms of tomorrow, I'm looking for the closing price. So, where Snapchat closed today at 39.45, if that reacts as a resistance level, you're going to want to grab the puts, and it should sell off hard to 38 to 38.50 tomorrow. We'll have to see if I'm going to hold that over the weekend as well. But overall, Snapchat is looking bearish for the micro and for the macro. Highest I really see it going for the macro would be like 42.73, but overall, micro looks bearish and macro looks bearish. Highest I can see it going if micro turns 39.45 into support, a run to 41.19, which would be the best price to grab the puts. But with that being said, it's looking very, very bearish, and I think within some time it's really going to get crushed. Lucid is my second top play. I had puts on this one as well, grabbed them before the close, planning to add at market open. With that being said, you can see we got all this key resistance on Lucid, and we still have all these gaps waiting to fill below. All it's been trying to do is fill those gaps that are waiting to fill below. The chart from a macro point of view is so bearish. You can see your key support right here with huge upside potential. This zone right here has cracked, and it's forming new lower highs, and it's really, really bearish. So when you see that happen, that's a hard sell. That's a hard bearish signal. I strongly believe macro and micro puts on Lucid are going to print, but especially macro. This is going to get crushed within time, within weeks to months. We're going to like $20. The stock's going to get slaughtered. With that being said, as of right now, and in terms of where I'm at, I mean, you could see we already had a very nice pullback. Like, the pullback here was ridiculous in after hours. That's crazy. And I did grab those puts before the close, right before the close. So with that being said, in terms of where I think we're at, in terms of why I grabbed the puts right now, it's the way the market's looking and the bearish confirmations we're getting. So this is key resistance, this $30 level, 30 to 30.50 is key resistance. You can see whenever it hits it, it tends to sell off very quickly to like 27, and then within some time to 26.30. It's forming new lower highs, and this is the confirmation I use for the daily in terms of why I think it's going to crash tomorrow. This is a very bearish pin. You have a very bearish candlestick towards key resistance level. Look at what happened when it formed a similar candlestick right here towards a lower level. It sold off hard the next day. So with that being said, like, Lucid's looking very, very bearish. I think the puts are going to print, and I think this gap is going to fill. There's a gap to fill at 27.44, which is the current price target. If it starts to bounce there, you're going to have to lock in profits, look to get back in at some point. If it cracks 27.44, this is going to get crushed. Hard sell off to 26.30. Just to keep in mind, on this day right here, I had puts on this day right here when it was at like 27.75. I had out of money puts. The strike was 27. I bought those at like 15 cents, and this was on a Friday, so keep this in mind. Those puts went up 500% by the close. They were worth over $1.40. Literally the same day expiration into power hour, they were at $1.40, and towards market open, they were sitting at 9 cents to 15 cents. So basically what I'm telling you is I think the same thing is going to occur. In terms of what occurred last Friday, stocks got slaughtered. And right now we're approaching Friday. A lot of stocks are sitting towards key resistance levels like Lucid, like Snapchat, and SPY. And the stock market is looking very, very bearish from the chart, from the technical wise. So I strongly believe we're going to see some sort of repeat in history where these stocks take a nice hit heading into tomorrow. So I'm going to be looking, towards the previous closing prices, towards morning spikes to add on puts. That's kind of the game plan. Another one to keep an eye on is going to be Upstart. Upstart looks very, very bearish for the micro. For this one, if you see resistance form at 147 or at 140, you can try grabbing puts. Look for morning spikes. Look for morning spikes towards previous closing prices. Look for resistance early in the morning. That's what I would recommend in terms of tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm going to be mainly put focused in terms of tomorrow. That's kind of the plan. And those are the main stocks. Those are the main plays that I'm watching. DoorDash is bearish as well for the micro. It's on track to fill this gap at 94.89. Not really interested in playing a put really, because it's heading towards key support. That's why it's already sold off very hard from 131 after hours yesterday. So with that being said, I do want to see how this reacts. You got strong support right here at 94 in the 94s. You got a gap to fill at 94.89. There's another gap to fill at 92. So I do want to see how it reacts towards those support levels to maybe do a micro quick in and out scalp call. So those are the key levels I'm looking at on that. And then same thing, same setup goes for Space. Space is on track to fill this gap. Once it gets to this gap fill level at 814, I'm going to be interested in doing a micro call, a micro scalp if it looks bullish. And if they're forming bullish candlesticks on the daily, then I'll look to swing trade them. And you don't know if it's going to be bullish or bearish on the daily, on the candlestick, on the 1 day candle until end of power hour. So you got to wait in terms of swing trading. If it's entered before that, it's just a micro day trade in and out because there's no confirmation. And that's kind of where I'm at. I've looked over everything. Those are the top stocks that I'm going to be watching. So top plays for tomorrow are going to be, Lucid puts and Snapchat puts as well. Everything else is just kind of on the back burner, just kind of watching for now. In terms of SPY, for it to truly get wrecked, as long as 435 cracks tomorrow, it's going to get wrecked. It's crazy that I already hit 436 in the after hours. But yeah, guys, this market, we're truly in a crazy market right now. It's extremely volatile. It's extremely choppy. I'm noticing it's really not as ideal for macro traders unless you have a very long-term option, like at least 1 to 3 months. What I'm noticing for swing trading is you got to get in and you got to get out 1 to 2 days max, typically only 1 day hold. And what I'm noticing for day trading is be patient, but not too patient, and, get out the same day, but don't hold it too long, right? So I'm just noticing we're in a very choppy market and it's extremely volatile. So we got to be very, very careful how we play these and just get in, get out, lock in our profits. For swing trading, I'm not looking to be too patient unless I'm in a situation where the contract has a lot of expiration time. But overall, I'm just looking to do very short-term swing trades in and out within 1 to 2 days, most likely 1 day. And then with day trading, just in and out within, 30 minutes to a couple hours. Some trades, it depends on the day. But overall, my point of view is I think tomorrow is going to be a hard sell-off on the market, on stocks, and, on SPY. I think it's going to be a hard sell-off for tomorrow. And I do think these trades are going to do very, very well. So I'm looking forward to trading, Friday's price action. I strongly believe it's going to be similar to last Friday, and this time I'm going to try to be more patient with my day trades, because if I were patient on those trades that I made last Friday with Lucid, that would have been a 400 to 500% return, like I recently had on Space, 400% return on Space. But with that being said, guys, that's what I'm focused on for tomorrow. Those are the top stocks that I'm going to be watching. For those of you within Trader Society, I will see you tomorrow live at Market Open. Going to be live. It's going to be a phenomenal trading session, guys. Tomorrow is going to be truly insane. The Friday expirations are going to be insane as well. So we'll see. I'm looking forward to, buying puts on spike, adding puts on spikes towards Market Open. That's kind of the plan. When we get those confirmations at those key levels on those key stocks I shared, the puts can truly print. If you do want to be a part of Trader Society, where you get access to the chat room, the Discord server, the one-on-one direct messaging, the live trading streams we do at market open every single day. We get to watch me trade live, ask questions live on the spot, along with the Discord in the chat room and the private messages on Discord, along with the video lesson library. There's a lot more to it. It's going to be the first link down below in the description. That's where you can find out all the information. And if it sounds good, just click the first link, hit the button, sign up for the program, and you could start, trading with us instantly. You get instant access. It's a one-time fee, and it's lifetime access to the entire program. Everything that's included within Trader Society is going to be lifetime access. So I will see you guys tomorrow live at market open. Like I said, guys, I'm telling you, tomorrow should be a green day. It's time to come back strong. Tomorrow should be a nice green day. I'm looking forward to it.